Welcome back to Assen for race 2 then here, and it's going to be very interesting because Ricky Stevens down here on pole position went 0.3 of a second under the lap record in the first race, absolutely storming. Going over here, the Dutch, the newly crowned world champion Benny Stroy chased him all the way. They're really good. But let's just look over there. Number 77, Tim Reeves and Greg Clues came from the back of the grid to 6th place on the Janos Remsi Yamaha, and it's about 2 seconds a lap slower. But going from 6, you would not bet against Tim Reeves doing well. Roger Lovelock down here and Aki Alto, what a result for them. Podium in race 1, and over there, Kershaw and Rob Wilson getting stronger and stronger up to 3rd in the standings. Let's get it on. It's getting dark here, but it's dry. Can't wait.
Roger Lovelock on the green outfit, such a stalwart. He and Aki Alto have really gelled, and they are a thorn in anybody's side. They always are pushing hard at the front. Let's see what Ricky Stevens can do then from pole position this time. 0.3 under the lap record, so it's a brand new lap record for Stevens and Charlwood. They head off the charging second row. Already Lovelock dropping backwards behind both Tim Reeves and Tony Brown, 77 and 57, sweeping through. Almost contact. We're on board with Steve Kershaw and Rob Wilson looking at a seesawing Andy Peach and Charlie Richardson, who went backwards in race 1. Do not need to repeat that in race 2. They're second in the championship, but Kershaw and Wilson, the number 29 Express Tyres outfit on the back there, the blue and white outfit, are lurking in 3rd and closing all the time. That customary look over the shoulder from Tim Reeves. He does like to know who's behind him and where the threat's coming from, but you can see how strong he's running now. This cross-plane Yamaha is slow, 2 seconds a lap down on top speed along the speed trap, where most of these guys are doing about 150 miles an hour. He's doing about 143 on the quickest part of the circuit, but he's already in 3rd place. Tim Reeves and Greg Clues chasing the 2015 world champions Benny Stroy and Gert Kurtz. We're on board with them. This Dutchman, son of Egbert Stroy, the man who was so prominent, winning world championships in the 80s and was very strong right through the 90s in the Steve Webster era. Egbert Stroy, sponsored at the time by Philips, and always had a front light ablaze on the front of his sidecar outfit, Benny Stroy's father. Anyway, race leaders. AOS, B. Weiser, Kawasaki, Ricky Stevens, Ryan Charlwood, away again, absolutely dominant. What they need to do is up the inside of Benny Stroy goes Tim Reeves. He's riding the wheels off this Janos Remsi Yamaha, fettled by former world champion Steve Abbott. The bike lives in the UK. Abbott prepares it, and Janos Remsi's former passenger Stuart Ramsey is here riding as well. So and interesting, he's a part-time falconer. That's what he does for a living. He flies birds of prey. This bike then now in the hands of Reeves and Clues, and they are looking to take the lead here. This is an astonishing feat of riding skill from Reeves. Look at the eyes in the visor as he bids to go alongside, but the B. Weiser Kawasaki is quicker. Once they go on the straight, the hammer's down. You've got a 4-way scrap now. Andy Peach and Charlie Richardson lurking there in 4th. But it took Tim Reeves half of practice to get this bike set up. He almost didn't make qualifying with a clutch problem, but they let him start race 1 from the back of the grid, and the result is what you see now. Reeves and Clues then. This man can ride. Probably the best sidecar driver in the world, and he's having a look at this contact. He's a tough rider though. Up the inside, Ricky Stevens would have felt the impact there. So we have a new race leader, Reeves and Clues. They're having to do it the hard way because they're down on speed. No quarter asked and no quarter given. Out in front, bits of rubber flying. Stevens won't like that. He's going to fight back. Getting a riding lesson here from Class Act. And Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charlwood, who will be world champions one day, I am sure, and I predict that with a degree of confidence because they have come on in leaps and bounds for Assured Office Solutions and B. Weiser Kawasaki this year in terms of reliability, racecraft. Now they're chasing down the former world champion, multiple world champion, Tim Reeves. and they could see the opportunity through because the Kawasaki is faster. Just waiting for the door to open. Hand in the air, problem! A problem then, a mechanical problem with Tim Reeves and Greg Clues. The passenger indicating that they are slowing. So that hand in the air tells two things. Don't ram us because we're slowing and we could maybe retire before very long. So what's that going to mean? There's John Holden and Stuart Ramsey on board, Tony Brown and Lee Kane. Stuart Ramsey has ridden the season on that green and white outfit that was out in front. Look at Lee Kane, his backside rubbing the tarmac here. Again, that hand in the air, so there's an intermittent fault with the race leader. Reeves and Clues out in front. Stevens and Charlwood chasing, but we have a problem with the number 77 Yamaha. Will it be game over for them? Tim Reeves, Greg Clues are still out in front, but they have an ailing bike. It's sick, it's poorly. I can't see it going. We're only on lap 3 of 8 here. They are slowing for some reason. Twice we've seen Clues' hand in the air. It's an intermittent fault, there's no doubt about it. How quick is it on the straight? Stevens now alongside, out of the slipstream. Surely this is where the BY's Kawasaki will go ahead. Yes, it does. Reeves, though, won't take that line down, and he fights back on corner speed. Left the door wide open there, Ricky Stevens. Went in hot, left a big gap. Reeves was through it. Andy Peach and Charlie Richardson for L&W Contractors having a much better ride this time, fighting strongly for that final podium place ahead of newly crowned world champions Benny Stroyer and Gert Kurtz, who must surely enjoy racing at this level with real competition. Again, alongside go Stevens and Charlwood. This time, though, they are going to make it stick. Are you coming through now, Tim Reeves? No way, Jose, says Stevens. He's in front, a belch of flame from the Ramsey Yamaha. But still Reeves in there fighting. How much longer can this go on? Clearly there was a problem, but it seems to have evaporated now as Stevens and Charlwood force majestically on their way at half distance. Stroyer, I saw in the background there, Stroyer diving up to third underneath Andy Peach, but this is the battle raging at the lead, and great on-board footage on the Tim Reeves, Greg Clues outfit. We don't very often get this because Tim Reeves is not a fan of having an on-board camera, but maybe with new sponsors here in Holland, other people had a bit of a say in where the camera would go. Certainly the camera is giving us great entertainment value. Still chasing the race leader. Further down, Ben Holland and Lee Watson getting involved in a really big scrap with some of the local crews. There's Case Kentrop and Jeffrey Verhagen on that very pretty turquoise bike. So Holland and Watson moving up through the field after a debacle in race 1. Meanwhile, at the front, the scrap goes on with Reeves in determined mood here. I don't know what the problem was, but clearly there was an issue with Tim Reeves and Greg Clues. Whatever it was has fixed itself. Greg Clues looking back over the shoulder. He knows what it's like to ride with a guy on a mission, and Reeves on a mission. He's actually trying this Yamaha because it could be what we see in 2016, Tim Reeves riding under Janos Rems's colours, possibly even with a second crew in the team. They are looking at the possibility of running a 2-machine team, and that would be absolutely brilliant stuff. And if all the plans work out next year, we're going to see the World Championship and the British Championship dovetail in terms of calendar. So we'll see the best riders in the world in both championships, hopefully. Reeves and Clues, Stevens, Charlwood, Benny Stroyer, Gert Kurtz. Runners up in race 2 and looking strong now underneath Stevens and Charlwood, giving them a fight, taking the fight to the Hyundai regulars and the championship leaders. Ben Holland, Lee Watson still involved in a scrap mid-pack. Now the Finning Cap boys have been plagued with reliability issues all season, and this weekend in Holland has been no exception. Interesting to see where they go for 2016. Will Finning Cap still be on board? They're behind Ian Drown and Jed Pillmore-Brady. Chasing them, Mike Roscher and Anna Burkhardt, a lady passenger, the Germans. Great job they do as well. Can you imagine 2.8 miles of this Assen circuit, a slight female doing a fantastic job, in fact doing more than man's work. Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charwood sliding the back end round and through underneath go Peach and Richardson, claiming another scalp. There's a problem now. I was scratching my head as to why Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charwood were going backwards, but clearly there is a problem. Don't know what it is, but Benny Stroyer going for the lead here past Tim Reeves and Greg Clues and claiming it. Stroyer and Kurtz then lead the race here on home ground. Runners up and podium in race one. Are they going to go one better here and bring it all the way to the flag? On the penultimate lap, they lead. Reeves again, the hand in the air. This time it's the driver's hand, a shake of the head. Whatever that intermittent problem was, it looks like it might have recurred. Are they going to bring it home though? They've got about 4 miles to do. Still Greg Clues, both hands up now. This looks terminal, it looks conclusive. What a shame and a huge disappointment. What Tim Reeves has done though has shown that he can run that Ramsey Yamaha, that cross-plane Yamaha, and it's not even the latest engine. He can run it at the front. Number 29 on the Express tyres, Blink Body Kawasaki, Steve Kershaw, Rob Wilson. Again, remarkably consistent, this pairing from the borders. What a fantastic 2015 season they have had, as over the line to claim the last lap flag. 1 lap to do then, they're on it now. Number 14, Benny Stroyer, Gert Kurtz, local men, newly crowned champions. I've said it about 5 times, but what a great championship year they have had, and they're on their way, the crowning glory, a home win here at Assen, as a sorry sight into the pits. Tim Reeves and Greg Clues, but they've shown that that bike can run at the front, and that's what they set out to do. Andy Peach and Charlie Richardson, problems in race 1, no such dramas in race 2. There in a strong runner-up spot. John Holden, Stuart Ramsey there going well in 5th. Horsepole Connell, Ian Guy and Danny Evanson ahead of Mike Roche and Anna Burkhardt. So Ian Guy has got his act together here in the closing stages. Andy Peach, if anything, is closing on the race leader as they come up behind the back markers, Rod Robinson and Helen Dealey. There you can see the race leader now. He's going to play it calm here. He doesn't want to throw caution to the wind and charge past the tail enders, because Andy Peach is poised, waiting. It's runner-up spot here at the moment for Peach and Richardson. They would love to go one better if they can, but by goes Stroyer and Kurtz. Both those tail enders gobbled up in one fell swoop. They're on their final lap, focus behind the visor, heads down, tails up. Into the final chicane they go. A right flick, a left flick, the passenger's foot is out, the checkered flag awaits. The crowd in the grandstand go berserk. It's a home win then, and victory in race 2 for Stroyer and Kurtz. Runners up, Peach and Richardson, and struggling obviously with a problem, Stevens and Charwood get the podium. Kershaw Wilson 4th, and Holden and Stuart Ramsey a brilliant 5th. But there it is, race winners, Dutch heroes, Stroyer and Kurtz. Confirmation then, there it is, Peach and Stevens, that's the podium. Kershaw Wilson, more solid points for the Scottish pair. John Holden, Stuart Ramsey, is that a sign of things to come? They go well together. Brown and Kane consistent ahead of Lovelock and Altu, who did not deliver what they did in race 1. It was 11th for Ben Holland and Lee Watson. Gary Bryan, Jamie Wynn, Brian Graham, Ben Ransley there in 14th. Final point to Rupert Archer and Steve Thomas in 15th. 27 finishers with Tim Reeves and Greg Clues, the best of the DNFs.